Today we got to talk about Shane Whittier flipping his commitment to Oklahoma and all that's coming up after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner shit.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. And today, gonna do the first of probably many recruiting uploads as we are getting closer and closer to early signing period. And that is why we are talking about Shane Whittier, who flipped his commitment from Wake Forest to Oklahoma. You'll remember Lincoln Riley tweeted 2 sets of eyes on Sunday following Oklahoma's dramatic 28-24 victory over Texas Christian on senior night, the last home game of the season. You knew he wanted to get as many prospective recruits in as possible, and it seems that paid dividends. You get the kid out of Burlington, North Carolina, who is absolutely a monster. Shane Whittier, as I mentioned, was committed to Dave Clawson, Wake Forest, where they redshirt kids and then turn them into guys like Boogie Basham, which might be one of the best names in college football, full stop, ever of all time. And Wake Forest has been a really good football team, so him being in their backyard felt like, yeah, you're going to be able to hang on to him, but he saw what he needed to see at Lincoln Riley's space in Alex Grinch's defense. You know, if Lincoln Riley gets you onto campus, that is really difficult to say it, tell that man no, even if you are committed elsewhere. So with the flipping of his commitment, we get to see, perhaps, signing, just a couple weeks away, Shane Whittier at 6'2", 222 pounds, can fly around. This dude is, again, over 220 pounds, and he's running 4.5 out of high school, and his coach has had nothing but superlatives for this young man. 2-time captain, that means junior and senior year. And the man had 123 tackles, bunch of tackles for loss, picks, rushing touchdowns, passing touchdowns. I mean, this dude could play, all right? And he was doing a little bit of everything in high school. And as a top 247 recruit, yeah, his services were going to be at the utmost value, especially this time of year as people are trying to really fill out what their class is going to be. We need to add that with Shane Whittier's commitment, you lose the commitment of Edgerrin Cooper, who is also a talent in his own right. And I always thought that they were going to be able to hang on to Oklahoma was going to be able to hang on to him until LSU came in there with the offer. And the kid is from Louisiana. And as of late, basically since the turn of the century, Louisiana has done a better job of holding on to, or Louisiana State has done a better job of holding on to Louisiana talent, because that wasn't always true. And then Nick Saban came in there and he ended up getting guys like Marcus Spears to sign on to go along with guys like Mike Clayton, so forth, so on. Kevin Falk being the first domino to fall there. And since then, it's kind of been rolling out there. And Ed Orgeron is of Louisiana and of Baton Rouge, and I expect Edge Cooper probably ends up there if he's still a take, and it sounds like he is because he reopened his recruitment just before early signing period. I probably didn't like that Oklahoma was recruiting other linebackers to go along with him, but with Shane Whittier, you get, again, Oklahoma's class stays at number 10 without a quarterback, and we're going to be continuing to watch how that unfolds. Probably need to do a longer upload about what Oklahoma's 2020 recruiting outlook looks like, because it's been kind of a weird year. But with the adding of Whittier to guys like Brendan Walker, say nothing to guys like Perrion Winfrey, who is the number 1 recruit in the junior college ranks and number 1 defensive tackle. You also got guys that are looking at you like Justin Harrington, who is the number 1 cornerback in the JUCO class and number 6 overall recruit. Josh Eaton, who decommitted from Texas just weeks ago, is also looming. You also got Reggie Grimes, who could figure into the mix here. He's going to announce on Thanksgiving Day, which is the day after you're watching this, if you're watching this in real time. Well, you can't be watching it real time if you're watching it the day before. Right? Real time would be like a live stream, which I probably need to do something up like that because I've been thinking about it for a bit. But with the adding of Shane Whittier, you're getting to see what kind of guys that Alex Grinch wants to recruit. That was one of the things that we wanted to see early on, is who is he offering, and then who is he able to hang on to, because he offered and got commits out of Dante Manning and, yes, Ryan Watts. Now, Ryan Watts since decommitted, flipped his commitment, well, he didn't flip committed, so decommitted and then committed to Ohio State, when their 2020 class is phenomenal this year. And then Dante Manning is still very much out there, and it feels more like it's trending toward Oklahoma as opposed to when it was trending toward Texas A&M. And it could end up being a Theo Weiss kind of situation where he committed, decommits, and then recommits, and you end up signing him. But you would love to see the big, long, lanky cornerback join Oklahoma. You'd like to see every last one of these guys over 6 foot that Grinch wanted. I understand that to start this year, you had Jalen Huff and one of my favorite guys in the 2020 class, DGW, Darian Green Warren, that was committed. And since then, you've had lots of moving and shaking. Had some kerfuffle with Josh Eaton telling, rivals that, hey, look, man, Lincoln Riley told me he ain't got no NFL talent over there, and he was being real with me, and I appreciate that. And then you've seen what the defense has been able to do, and I got to say, you probably don't end up with Shane Whittier in the boat if you don't get the kind of defensive performance that you got out of Oklahoma against Texas Christian, giving up just 17 points, 65 yards passing, just like 139 on the ground, 204 total yards of offense for a Texas Christian team that needed 7 out of its defense to make this one competitive. So you're getting a quality add in Shane Whittier, not just as a player who I mentioned, 6'2", 222, 4.5 speed, 34.5-inch vertical. Showed out at the opening regional earlier this year, but you're getting a captain-level material, 2-time captain at his high school, and a guy that his coach believes is one of the change agents for his program and can be a change agent for Oklahoma. I also want to add in here, just as I'm thinking about this, with Brendan Walker and now Shane Whittier at those linebacker positions, I feel like you can be interchangeable. I think they give you some flexibility because Whittier can play inside, he can play outside. But when I watch him on tape, I feel like the comp is Kenneth Murray Jr. with a little bit more straight up and down intellect when it comes straight out the gate into what he's doing. But that's also because, Murray came in as an outside linebacker after having played safety and got bigger. So it'd be interesting to see what he might look like as a true freshman, as we all expect Kenneth Murray Jr. to perhaps get a passing grade from the NFL and jump to the NFL next year. But he could return. He loves the university and he loves leading that defense, and he's still got some things to learn. I'm very high on K9, as many of you know, but there have been some busts that he's had, but he's just your most talented football player out there every single snap. Such closing speed and such want to and such hustle. It would be nice to see him raise a guy up like Shane Whittier to go along with a guy like Deshaun White, and you get Caleb Kelly to add to the mix. Again, just like I thought at the beginning of this year, the linebacking core is the most talented unit on the defense, and you're going to need them as you're going to be breaking in a new defensive line that's going to be anchored by guys like LaRon Stoke, Jalen Redmond, and Ronnie Perkins. You're going to need to get some production out of Marcus Hicks. You're going to need to get some production out of Marcus Stripling. You're going to need to get some production and some growing up more from guys like Nick Benito and David Ugwebu, right? You're going to need to see what Joseph Wette can add to the mix. There are pieces here, right? Bryson Washington, I think, is the sneaky good get its entire class for the 2020 cycle. So you're in a good position, but Grinch needs to finish strong in a year in which he's been named a semifinalist for the Broyles Award, not for the first time. And I think that if they did some remarkable things against Chuba Hubbard over the weekend, he could certainly be in the mix come December 2nd as a finalist. All right, that is it for me. Deuces.